Welcome back. Jeff Kananga live here at Citizen Television. You should hear breaks in between the breaks. These ladies, goodness. But it's ladies' night. Wasikishu Woman Rep. Gladys, the boss, looking radiant in that color.
Thank you.
I can't even decide. What is that color, Jennifer?
It's a rosé.
Like a rosé.
It's a, you know, that fine,
nice.
A deep rosé.
Yeah.
But it's a rosé. It's a beautiful color. And that's raw silk that she's wearing.
Hello.
Yes, it is. Very,
I love raw
nice.
silk.
Hello.
It's lovely.
Okay, from raw silk
Jennifer
to
looks
raw politics.
amazing too.
How is that? To raw
that's
politics.
what it is, raw politics, yeah?
Look, boss, is it, I mean, we've discussed this actually with you two and others. It's over. The marriage between Jubilee and Jubilee is over. It's finished, right? So now Jubilee wants to cut the umbilical cord altogether with UDA or PDR. Is that where we're heading now? Is it over?
It's going to be an illegality because remember, PDR was just changed its name and changed its symbol and changed its slogan. So it's still the same party. Right. So I don't know what Tuju is talking about. So obviously they've been battling us for a long time. I mean, all the members of people who are affiliated with the deputy president were kicked out of committees in parliament. I was kicked out of the JLAC, Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. I was removed from the Delegated Legislation Committee. People like Kimani Chungwa was removed from the Budget Committee. So obviously they've been at war with us for a long time. And then they have they have recalled the nominations of anyone affiliated to the Deputy President, both in Senate and in Parliament. In fact, the only reason why they are in office at the moment is because they've got a court order that has kept them in office. People like Jennifer has not been recalled. She's a nominated member of Parliament. And by the way, the Deputy President nominated Jennifer Shamala. He actually recommended her appointment. Yes,
I appreciate it. That's news for me. Because I thought it's the party leadership that nominated me.
Yes, but he recommended your nomination.
Okay,
you know that for a fact.
I didn't know this. I know that today.
Yeah, but
no, I don't know that.
You don't remember receiving a phone call from Murkomen?
I remember receiving.
Murkomen called you. The deputy president spoke to you. The deputy president spoke to you on Murkomen's phone.
No, he didn't call me on Murkomen's phone at all. And he called me and said, we have nominated you. He didn't say, I have nominated you.
But he recommended your nomination.
Okay, he didn't even tell me that, so that's news for me.
But yes, he recommended your nomination, and I'd like you to appreciate that. Yeah. And I think it's unfair for you to be showing him Madarao.
Oh, that's where you are heading with this.
Okay, so that's what it's about. Okay,
go on.
Let's
you didn't know this.
No, thank you, but I'm not
sure.
You know? I am one of the boldest critics, and I'll say it as it is. As for Madarao, I show nobody Madarao. I have enough vocabulary to discuss and to define my issues. So let me begin with this PDR.
Yes.
This is a party that entered into a coalition, and the process was still going on. It's predominantly a northern eastern party. It's a party whose membership is in Elgeyo Marakwet, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, and Isiolo.
And
in
Western
fact,
Kenya, I think
it's not. These are facts that I'm telling you. Fatuma Dulo was elected on that party, and I think Fatuma Gedi was elected on that party. It was still in a transitional process between the coalition between Jubilee and this party. And what happened is the party has changed its name to UDA, and I must mention this, and it's very, very serious. And I did say, and with all due respect to the Deputy President, I think I would blame his staff. UDA is the Ulster Defence Forces. It's a proscribed terrorist group in the United Kingdom.
Where'd you get that from?
No, it's Google.
No,
UDA. Let me finish.
Okay.
So what?
No, but that's not what the party.
Yes, I'm not. It's an acronym.
Why are you correlating that?
I'm not correlating. I'm talking about acronyms and how sometimes we should be careful when we choose names. Okay, I'm talking as a lawyer because you do name searches and you check things. Okay. Now, for example, I'm giving a very serious example. I'm sitting in the UK. I'm a supporter of UDA as a Kenyan. I want.
So are you saying nobody should use UDA at all?
No, I'm not saying that.
Suppose my name was UDA.
No, it's okay. Uda, it's fine. Yeah. I'm just giving you, I'm expressing myself, Gladys, okay?
Yeah, she's just trying to be defensive.
Okay, maybe I'm trying to be defensive, it's all right. But the point is,
let's get to the point of UDA.
Yes, if you're in the UK, you're a Kenyan, you want to support UDA, you do send money to UDA, it will raise a red flag. And it's no fault, I'm not saying, you can call it UDA if you want to call it UDA, but having said that, Jubilee does have, and there's a process, and if it is an incorrect process, they can always go to the courts. Back to the nominated MPs who have been suspended. Let us never forget, in everything in life, we have structures. We have structures in court. I appear before a judge. I must stand up to the judge and give due respect.
But you're still in.
The reason, yes,
you haven't been
because
suspended.
I have not been invited for a PG and not gone and neither sent apologies. These members of parliament were invited for a parliamentary group meeting by the leader of Jubilee Party and did not go.
Because she's talking too long.
Okay,
go on.
Okay.
First of all, when she says that we were wrong for not going to, I only missed one.
Not
PG.
you. You did not you. We're talking about the nominated MPs.
Yes.
Not you.
Yes, but no, just.
You missed one.
I missed one, and when I missed it, it's because I got a phone call in the evening. Telling me that I should be in the meeting, and I was in Eldoret. So I said, I don't have a chopper, I can't fly to the meeting. People should respect us, they should give us due notice. So I missed the KICC one. And also, you must remember, when you say that we have gone against the party, you must remember that in Kibra, the president himself was supporting an ODM candidate. So if we are supposed to discipline people in the party, we should start with the head of state. Our party leader has gone against
in the spirit of the handshake.
Correct. It was all about the handshake then. But okay, look.
But we were
We can argue this, and you guys are lawyers. You know how to argue. But what's the bottom line, boss? That's what I'm looking for. Where is this going to end?
No, there is such a war against all of us. I mean, and this is exactly what KANU did. KANU was the independence party, or shortly after independence. That was the party that we had. KANU used to have a majority in parliament. But what they started doing, disciplining members, kicking them out, and that's exactly what Jubilee is doing. Until by the time they'll be done, there'll be no one left in Jubilee. So we have said that since you want to kick us out of Jubilee, allow us, then we are going to look for a place where we can be hosted. Yes, because remember, Tuju stood on the steps of Jubilee House and said that the deputy president cannot have meetings there. And you know what? We pay, she pays 20,000, I pay 10,000 shillings a month to Jubilee. So that's Tuju, it is me who pays his salary. It is me who pays for his office. The tea he drinks in that office is paid by us. And then he has the audacity to tell us that we can't go to that building again. Is that a party that wants us to be there? No. The party has kicked us out.
Jennifer,
I think you've asked a pertinent question. What happened to the bromance? The bromance. Do you remember in the first term, the white shirts, the red ties, the choppers? They were superstars. And this is the question that I don't have an answer to. And I was talking... I will explain to you, Jeff. Can I... Gladys, please, let me finish.
You've spoken for very long, Jennifer.
But I've just started.
Okay, let us say just quick bromance,
The bromance. Now, this is the question that I always ask, and I say that one day, perhaps when there are documents that have to be declassified, yes, we will know, because there is something more to this.
Obviously.
I watched the deputy president's interview.
I can explain to you very clearly, and Jennifer was present. We were called for a parliamentary group meeting soon after the elections.
The first parliamentary group meeting.
The first parliamentary group meeting. And it was actually, I think it was on a Wednesday.
And it was before the second presidential.
No,
just shortly after the nullification.
Then on Friday, it was a Wednesday, and then on Friday, that's when the elections were nullified. And I still remember, and everybody can testify to this. And Jennifer, you were present.
Yeah, and I'll give
the president insulted us. Don't you remember?
I'll tell you. No. You finish.
Yep.
Don't ask me questions. Talk, and then I will rebut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you will rebut. But everybody who was present in that meeting, he basically told us that if you think that you are going to have a parliamentary agenda that is yours, then you should have had your own manifesto and run for the presidency. He also told us that, he said some words that I can't even mention here to us. And then he said, and he told us you can get out.
This was after, hold on. This was after the Supreme Court had nullified.
No, before. Just before. He was very angry.
The Wednesday before the Friday of the nullification.
Right.
And I think I've had people like Murkomen and other people who have spoken on television, and they confirmed it. He told us, if you don't agree with me, you can get the hell out of this place. The door is open.
But why? Boss?
So I know, it's come out very clearly to us. Obviously, Uhuru Kenyatta needed William Ruto for his re-election. And so he was nice to him. And the moment that he had gotten re-elected and he was on his final term, he didn't care.
But
and
it
he
hadn't
even
been decided, boss. It was still in the Supreme Court.
He didn't think. Hold on. He did not think that that the Supreme Court was going to nullify the election. He didn't believe that. Yeah. And then he went on to even say to us that, you know what, hakuna kitu, huwezi pigana na mtu mwenye anaenda nyumbani. I have nothing to lose.
Okay, so that's your take.
Story.
That's your take.
No,
that's
and
your story.
Every MP who was present at that PG had him say that.
And Jennifer was there.
I was there.
Jennifer was there.
So
and then, hold on. I even remember asking some MPs who were sitting in the table with me, and I said, is this how you guys talk to each other? Because I'm a technocrat. We never insult each other. We have a cordial relationship and so on. I said, is this how you speak to each other? And then on Friday, they nullified the elections. And then he had to swallow humble pie and come to us and said, Sahau yule vitu tulisema juzi. Now he had to talk to us to go back and go for him
let's
to be
get Jennifer's take. You were there.
I was there. And when I write my book, I will write about my personal experiences. At that time, during the election period and during the first nullification, I was a member of I'm on and off member of the Maisha Health Club at Serena. I remember leaving the Serena 2 days before we were called for the PG, and there was some gentleman sitting outside like a cab driver, and he started chatting to me. I know your brother, called him by his nickname, and I gave him and he used my brother's Michael's nickname. So I said, oh, he must really know my family. Anyway, I go off and I leave, yes? We go to the PG, and the president was furious. Why was he furious? This is, the court case is going on. He said it at the PG, that meetings were already being held at the Serena Hotel, which explains why people were under surveillance, including myself, who was really just swimming and in the steam. Meetings were going on under for and on behalf, I'm not saying that the deputy president had actually, because that's not what we said, discussing the presidency of the deputy president. We have not waited, the results are not, the decision is not yet out. He also really got furious with Susan Kimani, if you remember that day, yes? About because at the end of the day, Gladys knows it as well as I do, it was the president who announced who would be head of the committees, right or wrong, isn't it? We got a list, yes? And he said, okay, this is the head of this committee, vice of this committee. Let me finish, Gladys, you had your point, your time. That was the genesis. A meeting was going on with a clique of people who were discussing the presidency of William Ruto. How would you feel?
But Jennifer, that's what he said.
Yes, that's what he said, but I'm giving you, that's the explanation.
Who said,
that is the explanation.
That you were.
Yes, that is,
who said Ruto?
Exactly, and I don't have a fight with that.
So he started the conversation about Ruto's presidency.
So why are we arguing about it? He's not even been sworn in, and you are already in the transition of the next president.
Jennifer, let me ask you this real quick. You know, the way you both explained.
Yes.
Why would someone get that angry?
That is
based
why.
on that?
That is why I
And yet he had said, "Kumi yangu, kumi ya Ruto."
This is what I'm telling you is what I witnessed. I wish that we can get this information and whatever information other parties have declassified. This is what I know at a personal level. There is something, and I heard the deputy president. I listened to his interview to try and he was being. What is it that
I'm already
went
planning
wrong?
for my next
and
transition.
The deputy president.
So is that something? Is that
Yes.
illegal?
What is your
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Why
the
so-
woman representative for Wasingishu.
Correct.
Are you telling me it's illegal for me to start
It's not
planning
illegal.
to run for another
It's not
seat?
illegal. Nobody said
Whichever
it was
it
So
is.
why
illegal.
should be angry?
But
So
what
should
I'm
the
saying-
governor or the
I don't know
senator
why he was
be
angry.
angry or the
I was not in that
the
meeting.
MP?
I don't know what
be
information
angry.
the
Honestly,
president got. His Excellency,
it's probably
the
something
president.
deeper.
Yes, I don't know. I was not in that meeting.
So what's your...
So-
what
But
is-
why would anybody get angry
But
with
we
me
don't
planning
know.
my next move
You were
as a
not in that
politician?
meeting. I was not in that meeting. And
But you're talking about it
Yeah,
like
but
you
I'm
know.
talking. No, I'm not. I'm just giving you. I've just said there must be information that must be declassified.
Okay.
I listened to the DP's interview, and he said it was the people around the president. I don't believe for a minute that the relationship the deputy president and His Excellency the President had could be broken by the people around him. It's possible, I don't know, because the deputy president did not go into detail.
Okay.
I feel there is something.
We're all speculating
bigger.
at this
We're
point.
speculating,
We can't-
yes.
But
Forget
you know,
about it.
Jeff, I
Yeah.
can't even understand. The president, why should he have a problem with Ruto planning his presidency or running for presidency? Because he's not running again. It doesn't matter what he thinks.
Yeah.
He's on his final term. So why should we be upset that Ruto is planning to run in 2022?
So you agree there's something deeper?
I'm not privileged to that information.
None of us are.
But one of the things I'm clear is that cannot be an excuse. What Jennifer is saying is that even if Ruto, I don't know if he did, but even if he had a meeting to plan running for presidency, first of all, he did not initiate that because it was said by Uhuru Kenyatta himself. There is many videos saying, "Kumi yangu, kumi ya Ruto." And then also, is it wrong for me to plan my next move? Because it's only 5 years. Even I'm planning what seat I'm going to run for. Is that an offense?
No,
is
that's not.
Should that annoy somebody? Yeah. So I think it is. I think what she's explaining doesn't make sense
Well,
at all.
that's why
I've got a message from Kimani Ichung'wah. I'll read it in a while. Let me just decipher it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Shall we
So
help you decipher
yes,
it?
no more speculation. BBI. Are you guys are you still
Yes,
attending sessions or? Are you
No, we're on recess. We had to go on recess.
An executive imposed recess.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
The president announced it on TV even without talking to parliamentarians or
don't know.
following the
That's
standing
not,
orders.
So what happens
He
to
did.
BBI?
That is not how it happened. I mean,
No.
then you're impugning that the president announced it and then we went home, that we didn't have a motion
No.
laid on the
Then
table
now
of
the
House
speaker had to
alter
deal- So-
that is not true.
Okay, are you in session or not?
No, we're not in session. You do know we have lost a member of parliament.
Yeah, my cousin.
Yes, I'm very, please
cousin.
accept my sincerest
Thank you.
condolences. A
Speaker.
wonderful, wonderful person.
Speaker.
And my absolute sympathies, prayers and condolences to his family.
Thank you.
You know one has died. You know that minor commander came out and said that he was in hospital. At the time that we went on, we altered the calendar of the House. There were at least 10 members of parliament. It's not for me to say who they were because they have the right to privacy, in hospital from corona. And like everything else, that is why we went on recess.
But the decision should have been made by Parliament.
It was made by Parliament. That's why we had a motion. You were not there. We altered the calendar of the
President
House.
announced
a motion was laid on the table. The President announced a lockdown based on the pandemic.
Okay, the reason I asked the question.
The courts went on lockdown. I am a practitioner. I don't know how many times we have gone to the courts. We're in Kibra. And even online, and not been able to because they've been going for fumigation. There is a pandemic in this country. Everything cannot be politicized, and that is why
I'm
we're
not
on recess.
politicizing it. I was just stating
At the time we went for this latest lockdown,
Jennifer?
the percentages were at 20%.
Okay, the reason I asked the question, and you know,
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
No, the thing is,
Go on.
I'm stating a fact. the president announced that Parliament will close.
Okay.
And then it had to be cleaned up by coming to, for the motion to come
what's
to
your
Parliament.
point, boss? What's your point?
Yeah, no, the point is, I'm just stating a fact. That is what
but you're
actually happened.
there. They have the numbers.
When do you,
they could have opposed it.
When do you...
I mean, we have to vote. We have to vote on it. So you can't say
we didn't want to argue about it.
Why not?
I mean,
if it was such an illegality and overthrow of the Constitution, you should have stood there.
When do you get back?
By what you
when do you
4th
reconvene?
of May.
4th of May?
Yes.
So my question is,
I'm not trying to challenge the fact
boss,
that Corona is real and it's here.
Correct.
2 of my children have got Corona. I had to nurse my daughter back to health, and it was a very difficult thing. It made me understand what
how real
what the health workers go through. And because I couldn't leave my daughter in a separate room because I thought to myself, suppose she stops breathing, you know, so I had to sleep with her in the same room and risk getting Corona myself.
Did you get it?
No, thankfully. Thank God.
Wow.
And it was, I mean, it was a really tough time.
Yeah, and we are living through tough times.
I still remember when I had to have a nurse come to the house and then to come and have me tested and everything. And they came in all these clothes. And my askari said to me, there's some people who are dressed like they are going astronauts at the gate.
Going to the moon.
Yes. And then that's when I thought to myself, oh my God, I've not been protecting myself. But you actually tell yourself there's nothing you can do. And I mean, all respect goes to the health workers, because I realize when somebody is sick and you have to take care of them, there's nothing that you can, you have to be there.
And this third wave.
You take your own, take your own
This
risk.
third wave is real, and it's sweeping.
Yes.
Well, there is some, you know, they say the power of the book of Proverbs says the power of life and death is on the tongue. And I've said it will not be our portion. 3 weeks ago, we were at 20%. As of yesterday, we went down to 10%. We've spiked again to 13%. So it is, I think the lockdown to a certain extent is working. It is really important, it is really crucial we get to what they call the accepted 5%.
Okay, yeah, but last weekend, was it very fair for police to, you know, suddenly block Thika Superhighway and inconvenient? I mean, people were there for like 4 or 5 hours, stuck.
I think, you know what has happened actually during this Corona? I was asking somebody, how did you travel to Nairobi? And then they said to me, no, the police just tell you, please pay me, and you go. The police don't even care. So the police are actually the ones making money out of this.
But look,
okay, if the police, first of all, it's really unfair to carte blanche criticize all the police.
No,
it's really, you said the police don't care. The police.
Many people.
Some elements, And if it was just a matter of taking.
I was finishing speaking.
Okay, you finished, and I'll respond.
Some elements.
But this is what you hear from people. So the police, at least from every incident that I've been told, is that they actually.
But they are also overwhelmed, by the way.
So have you finished?
Overwhelmed. They are overworked.
Can I
intervene? Yes, the police are overworked and they having a. I know it's difficult.
Okay,
so they're poorly paid. I agree with all those things. But what we should be asking the police is to be a little more polite with the way they handle the citizens. I'd like a situation where one day I'll have the police saying, "Good morning, ma'am. My name is Officer so-and-so.
But if
I would like to look at your license."
Hold on. If you guys aren't complying with curfew,
if you break the law,
if you break the law, what do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do?
No, but then they should be able to take what the law says, that they should find people or take them to the police station, whatever, but not use it so that people are actually complacent at the moment, because they actually see that the police, all they need is money. So people say, as long as you have 1,000 bob, you can give it to the police officer.
So if all they need is money, and every single police officer, or the majority, all you do is they wave you past and they give you money, we wouldn't have had that gridlock at the Thika highway, isn't it? Because they would have just been driving past and giving people money. Having said that, I have a problem. I don't have the statistics offhand. How many policemen do we have per population in Kenya? We have a culture as Kenyans. The other day, I'm on the road. A person's driving, two men in a car on Sunday, drinking, driving, as if they were on a private boulevard that was owned by them. No respect. I mean...
How do you know what was in the content?
Well, I looked, they were drinking something. I didn't say drinking what.
Okay.
I said drinking,
okay.
driving.
Could have been coffee.
Could have been coffee, but it was in a bottle, and it wasn't a water bottle. Driving along. No regard for anybody. It is citizens, the duty, you know, I know. They call, in other countries, they call the citizens busybodies because the citizens will look out of the window, call the police, make the reports, the police will come. Unless there is somebody standing over the head, they will not comply with the law. So they assumed the law says 8 p.m.
Yes, but I would also like a situation...
The law, they broke the law.
I'd like a
Gladys
situation where the
Muhesha
police...
said they should have been fined on the spot. The law says you must be arrested, you must be produced in a court of law. That is what the law says.
Yes.
So the police cannot take the law into their hands, yes? Now, if
but
you
before
have...
you go to court, they take you to the
yes,
police
they take you and you
station
get a... And I assume, because there were hundreds of cars and they couldn't pay their way out of it, they were all then they were all going to be taken to the police station. But
I also would like a situation where the police can be more reasonable about it.
But
because I don't see...
What is reasonable? You know, the law is the law.
But we are very stubborn people. We're very stubborn people.
Yeah, we cannot say reasonable because we can be reasonable when a man shoots out.
Heading to their home.
Yes.
Then the police...
From where?
How do you know where you're heading?
How does he know where you're heading? And where are you coming from?
And you know what?
So what do you think, Jennifer?
I don't
should just be arresting everybody?
No, I'm not saying... If you're breaking the law, that is... Otherwise, we cannot...
So we take you to the police station?
We take you to the police station. We give you a cash bail. You are produced in a court of law.
Yeah. Why don't you guys
That's the procedure.
Okay.
But the police can also...
Sometimes you need to crack some heads or exert the force because for people to fall in line.
Let me tell you about this latest wave. I called somebody because I needed to try and understand what was going on. And the Ministry of Health should give us a bit more information. I'm really tired of these statistics of 300, 200, 100 numbers, yes? Where is it coming from? The other day I did the statistics and the largest group were the 20 to the 39-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, that group. They are these off-license, they call them off where you sell alcohol in shops. You buy the alcohol in that little shop, which is the size of a toilet or 2 toilets. You drink in that little shop. You have these hole-in-the-wall bars
they call
where
them
people...
containers.
And then containers, you take off your masks, you're talking, spluttering, you're eating nyama choma from this one plate, and then you're putting it... They have the glasses that are not being washed properly, and that is where the super spreaders are.
That's terrible.
Okay, now you tell them, close the bars, social distancing, they don't want to, they will not take the response. The tragedy is, I know
but those shops close at
people,
8 also, yeah?
But some of, yes.
They have to know, right?
But I agree with that, actually, that they're actually closing down
and everyone else is paying
closing
and
down
suffering
the bars, closing the alcohol shops at 8 o'clock definitely has helped. Because
but you know what the police should also tell us
young people.
How many, because I've asked this question and I want the police to... remember the CS Kagwe said, anyone found to be open after hours would have their license revoked permanently. How many? Because I personally have called that COVID hotline to complain at least 3 times.
You?
Of noise, you know, you can hear people partying.
Did they answer?
They answer. The COVID hotline does, and then there is a reaction, and then the noise stops. These bars in wherever.
I mean, I was very impressed the other day. Down the street, you live in the same street, Ankole. I went there and I said, I'd like to sit down and eat some food, and they said to me, no, we are not doing it. You can only do takeaway. And I was quite impressed. I mean, they know me.
Sticking to the, they know you.
They know me, and most people usually would not say no to me. But I was actually impressed that the waiter there said to me, no, we can't do that. And then he called the manager and he says, no, we can't allow it. We just will give you a takeaway. And so that's... And
you didn't complain? You didn't put your foot down?
No, I didn't complain.
I mean, that's the law. No,
that's the law.
Yeah, that is the law.
And that was the first day. I didn't actually know that they had been... That the restaurants could not serve food I thought they couldn't just serve alcohol.
Crucial is how many licenses have you revoked? Because that's where it's spreading. What is an off-license shop selling alcohol, also serving alcohol in that shop?
But
what are they doing?
Yeah.
And that is what is happening. And I wanted to say, I know of 2 cases where it's this generation who have actually brought the COVID home to their parents, and one of a friend of a friend passed on, like last week, because the young son in his 20s brought COVID home.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick. You think it should open up real soon? You think the president should open up?
I think until... I don't think we should open up.
Keep it closed?
Keep it closed until we
bring down the numbers.
Yes, we can bring down the numbers.
Yeah.
And also what they say, where you can get hard immunity. So if we can get some... so we can get the vaccinations up. And then they also say, after a while, when you get at 50 to 60% hard immunity, then we can be able to open up.
It's a very tough question. It's such a tough question. But like I want to agree with Gladys, because dead people can't run an economy. If you're dead, you're dead, you know? And we need to get down to that 5%. But I do, you know, we keep on... What are we doing? As I was driving here, I was thinking, you know, what could we do? Maybe the community, within the community. No, I'm talking about the Nyumba Kumis, yes? Liaise with the police. Take this, I mean, not become an avenue for them also to take bribes at every ward. And that, because, you know, I was asking, why can't I go out if somebody's breaking the law after curfew and go and effect a citizen's arrest and call the police?
Here's my suggestion.
But I mean...
Hold on. My suggestion is we put you in charge of all sanitization.
I ask, I'm the #1 sanitizer.
She's
I've been doing it for 1 year.
Everything. And she wears that
shield. I am the #1 sanitizer. But you can put me, but you can make me they call me the COVID cop in Bunke.
No, but now I agree with you, Jennifer. I know I used to laugh at you,
used to laugh at
but until my daughter got sick and just sitting there wondering if she's going to live or die.
But we've got to play. The point is, the lesson here is, what am I doing about it? Yes, what am, you know, as people sitting on the same table, eating together, laughing, splurting. You can't. You've got to be more aware of it, and you can't. The state, the police, the whatever, especially the youth. I wish we could have some youth ambassadors. You know?
Can we take a sanitization break?
Yes, we can. Definitely. I can do that instead of...
She is the COVID cop.
Spray the air.
I know.
Nominated Member of Parliament Jennifer Shamala. Wasinggishu woman rep. Gladys the boss. Wow, you're too much. You know that?
Am I? I'm just, you know, this thing
have to defeat this thing.
It floats around.
But Jennifer is like that all the time.
I'm like that everywhere.
Even before. Even before COVID.
You still haven't answered BBI.
Washing my hands.
BBI, when we come back, BBI.